Okay, so we're doing some late night chemistry here because this one might freak people out. I've done this a few times already, but I figured it would be interesting to bring you guys in on the fold. So what I have here, this mysterious green fluid, is called cupric chloride. It is copper mixed with hydrochloric acid. The copper is suspended in the solution in the acid. Actually, I don't know if that's the correct technical term. I don't think it's suspended. It attaches onto the chloride atoms, and it's still acidic. But cupric chloride is the result of eating copper away with hydrochloric acid, as I said, and electroaffinity is an important thing in chemistry. How strongly one atom attaches to another. And one of the things is, as you go down the chain of metals, things drop out of suspension. Like this cupric chloride, for example. If I drop a lesser metal that's lower on the periodic table than copper, it will, instead of attaching to the copper, it will attach to that lesser metal, like, say, aluminum. Now, something to keep in mind here, hydrochloric acid is the primary acid that is in your stomach. It's essentially stomach acid. So what you're going to see here is the reaction. What happens when you ingest aluminum? By the way, as this is happening, two things are going to happen. The chloride atoms, ions, whatever you want to call them, they are going to attach to the aluminum instead of the copper, which means the copper is going to drop out of suspension and the aluminum will take over suspension. So I will be left with copper down in the bottom here. But this is what happens if you eat aluminum. See that? Now this gas that's coming up, that is hydrogen. That is hydrogen gas being released. It is flammable, yes. It's quite flammable. But so long as there's no sparks, no flame, everything's kosher. And I am outdoors, so I'm safe. Now, this is actually a safety precaution. The acid that's in here is actually not good for the environment at all. It's a controlled chemical substance. Cupric chloride is dangerous to animals, to plant life, to everything. It will be extremely violently corrosive on rocks and concrete and everything. However, when it bonds to the aluminum, it turns into aluminum chloride. And aluminum chloride is completely safe. It is, well, I don't want to say completely safe, but in low doses, it is actually used in your deodorant to keep you dry. And you can feel free to check me up on that. Go ahead, look at your deodorant, and then that's actually pretty cool. You can see the copper dropping. See that brownness? That's the copper dropping out of suspension. It's a little bit hard for you guys to see, but I can see it just fine. Oh, that gas is nasty. Yeah, see that? That's the copper dropping out. Those dark marks. Alright, let's get a little bit more violent, shall we? Now, that is extremely exothermic. It produces a lot of heat. A whole lot of heat. And the slight smoke that hit my hand was at least 10 degrees hotter than the temperature outside here. So yeah, you really, really don't want to fucking do this unless you know what you're doing. Or unless you're insane like I am. Look at that go. Do not ever, fucking ever eat aluminum. Never. I don't care if it's a piece of gum wrapper stuck to your gum. Do not. This is what happens in your stomach. See how brown that's getting? That's... Yeah, you can't even see through it now. It's no longer green. It's a muddy brown color. And it's also getting thicker. And if I can put the light correctly, let's see if I can zoom here. You can see the copper growing on the sides of the aluminum foil. Now, as it's getting thicker, it's turning into that gooey brownish mess. Oh, kind of a dark gray color right here. As you can see in that little cavity, that's the aluminum chloride. Reaction's starting to stave off. Yeah, kind of a grayish color now. That's the aluminum chloride. And then mixed in there, you can see the copper coming out of suspension. But yeah, heat, hydrogen gas, it's just, that is a chemical shitstorm. Okay, that is the whole reason why you do not ever eat aluminum foil or any kind of aluminum. Don't do it.